Today we are making the comparison between ovum and sperm. That means we are making the comparison between female gamete and a male gamete, and we'll see what are the various differences which we are finding out in case of a ovum as well as in case of a sperm. Let's make the differences. Let's take the first one. We'll make the comparison on the basis of structure. On the basis of structure, if we will take a ovum on one side and on another side we will take a sperm, and we'll make the comparison between them on the basis of the various things. Let's take the first one in detail, that is structure. The ovum is circular. You know about it. If you take the ovum, it is circular in structure. And taking the sperm, it is a flagellated. In its structure, it is a flagellated. And this ovum, it is having the various parts, like it is having a head, then it is having a neck, then it is having a middle piece, then it is also having a tail. So it is having the various parts, but we can generally call sperm as a flagellated structure. This flagella, it helps in the mobility of the sperm. So sperm is flagellated, but ovum is circular. And second thing, on the basis of which we make the comparison, that is known as a nucleus. Taking here in case of ovum, nucleus is filled with nucleoplasm. Nucleus is filled with nucleoplasm. So we can see here in case of ovum, nucleus is filled with nucleoplasm. In case of sperm, nucleus is condensed. Nucleus is condensed without nucleoplasm. Without nucleoplasm. Now one more difference we have there in case of ovum and sperm, that is a mitochondria. Now mitochondria in case of ovum, they are scattered inside the ooplasm. They are scattered inside the ooplasm. Ooplasm actually is the cytoplasm of the ovum. So within the cytoplasm, the mitochondria is scattered. But in case of sperm, the mitochondria are spiral-like. They are spiral or they are ribbon-like. We can also call them as nibble curve. Nibble curve. It's a spiral mitochondria or ribbon-shaped mitochondria, which is seen in case of a sperm. One more we have, that's on the basis of cytoplasm. Now in case of ovum, cytoplasm is huge. Cytoplasm is huge. That is present all over the ovum. So cytoplasm is huge in quantity. But in case of sperm, cytoplasm is less, located only in tail region. Located only in tail region. So in case of sperm, this is the most important thing. The cytoplasm is located only in the tail region, whereas in case of the ovum, the cytoplasm is present in huge quantities, is present all over the ovum. So cytoplasm is greater or huge in amount in case of the ovum and less in case of the sperm. The fifth difference which we have in case of ovum and sperm, that is mobility. mobility. In case of worm is non-mobile, so it's having it doesn't have the mobility. So do not have mobility. It do not have mobility, but in case of sperm, it's ankylosed, so it shows the mobility. So mobility is present in case of the sperm because of bearing of the tail, or we can say the flagella-like structure which helps in the movement. But the mobility in case of the worm is absent because it doesn't have any type of the structure which helps in the mobility of the worm. One more we have, that's the membranes which cover them. That is the most important thing, that is the membranes which are covering the worm and sperm. In case of worm, if we take the membranes, in case of the worm, there are three membranes which are covering the worm, three membranes. The first one we have, which is also known as the plasma membrane, is a vitelline membrane. Vitelline membrane, that can be also called as a plasma membrane. Then afterwards, the second one is a zona pellucidia. Then after we have the corona radiata. So these are the three membranes which are making the covering around the worm. And in case of sperm, it's only having plasma membrane. Only having plasma membrane. So these are the various differences in case of worm and sperm. On the basis of that, we can see the male and a female gamete, they are different to each other. On the basis of these differences, which we have made under the comparison, like where the first one is structure, then after we have the nucleus shape, our nucleus which is having a nucleoplasm, or in case of sperm it's a condensed one. Then after we are discussing about the cytoplasm, huge amount of cytoplasm, less amount of cytoplasm, and in case of sperm, the cytoplasm is located in a restricted region, that is only in case in the tail. Then after we have the mobility, but the worm do not have mobility. It doesn't bear any type of structure which helps in the mobility of the worm. But sperm, it is having a flagella-like structure, flagella tail, which helps in a movement of the sperm. Then after we discuss about the mitochondria. The mitochondria is scattered in case of the worm. They are located inside the ooplasm. But in case of sperm, they are ribbon-like, or they are spiral, we call them ribbon curve. Then after we have discussed about the membranes. The membranes, various membranes which are called, the worm is having a three-layered membrane, or it's covered by three layers, that we have vitelline membrane, then zona pellucidia, then corona radiata. But in case of sperm, it's only having the plasma membrane. Now tomorrow we discuss about the most important topic, that will be the menstrual cycle.